excited because I was able to use my new solo shot this week for filming. And it is really a valuable tool to have to be able to critique yourself and watch yourself ride. And it was very easy to set up. Not only that, but it shoots in 4K and it has amazing firmware that's internal, so it can be updated. So for this week, I wanted to show what I've been working on to help improve Johnny's flat work. I have some trot poles set at 4.5 feet, and then I also have canter poles, a fair amount of canter poles set at 9 feet, and a cavaletti near the end. And then you'll see I have a tarp and several umbrellas kind of throughout the arena. So the biggest thing I've been working on is changing the arena up. Johnny is very much a horse of habit, and he tends to spook when things are out of place or even to the sounds of things. So it was really important for me to start preparing him better for the show so I can help him in that tension department for when he tries to spook, or he'll be more secure. In the beginning, I'm just changing directions, doing a little lateral work, using this to kind of soften him up. Probably the biggest things that has been a struggle for him have been engagement of the hind end, and that of course transfers to the connection. So that's always something I'm working on, is the hind end connection. And you'll also notice that his tail's wrapped up, and that's just to protect it. So it's braided and wrapped up in vet wrap. But back to the work. So it's really nice because having the poles helps break up the monotony of doing your flat work. So here you can see we kind of got a little off, but that's okay. I tend to we'll keep going, or sometimes you can just canter right out of the canter poles if it's not quite right. So again here, I'm working on getting to the pole, and then we're a little bit behind in our forward momentum, so that puts us off on the canter poles, but I'm able to catch up by the end, and he's able to step over the cavaletti. And even though I'm in a dressage saddle, I can still pop over a cavaletti. I find it's really helped build his canter up. And that's been really important for him gaining the proper muscling, so then he can do the work. So working with the poles here, changing directions, cantering over the tarp, and then going into a counter canter. I also have to make sure that I stay ahead of him. So he sometimes likes to anticipate, which right here, he will anticipate a change, kind of bounces up a little bit. So I always have to make sure I'm changing things up. And now I've kind of lost the hind leg engagement. He kind of has gotten a little stuck, but I break him down to the trot and put him into the trot poles to kind of help him step through a little better. And then do another transition to the canter. And he got rewarded for being really nice and soft through there. So again, I'm going to put him on a circle around the umbrella. And I'm just working on getting him to come and follow and finish the canter and go through the canter poles now. And now I'm going to ask for a little bit more engagement, and you'll see he's coming up and staying round and over the top, and that made it so much easier that time. So essentially, you have to imagine that you're at the gym with your horse. I'm asking him to do push-ups and sit-ups and all kinds of things. So in the canter walk transition, to the walk canter, which those were really nice. Again, he can hollow sometimes, but he stayed right there for me. And I was so proud of him when that tarp flew up. He kind of had a moment, but then carried on forward. And then I go back to the counter canter. When my horses spook like that, I like to just stay positive with the leg, try to stay quiet and in the center of balance, and just ignore it, because essentially you want your horses to ignore it. So staying calm and unemotional is the most important thing. One thing Johnny has taught me is to really have a sense of humor when things don't go exactly to plan. But again, here I'm going to use the poles for a lead change in the straightness, and I was really happy. He's getting so much stronger, and he's staying a lot more relaxed. Sometimes the lead changes can initiate tension with him, and again, he had to deal with a flying umbrella, but he spooked and then went right back to work. Something I've struggled with him is if I would have a spook, it would the whole ride would be gone. So there he kind of anticipated the lead change. It was clean, but I rewarded him for it. So now I have to make sure he stays on my aid of when I ask for the change. And I'm going to canter through here, ask for the change. And he did really good to stay focused with the umbrella flying around. The wind can kind of be a little tough on my farm. And then I just put him right through the cavalettis and then through the trot poles. And you see he's really wanting to try and push in that trot. So the goal is that I'll eventually have that kind of trot without the poles. And then working on another transition. And now I'm going to canter straight and ask for a change. And that was right to left. And he stayed super straight, didn't drift. I was so proud of him for that. And then going back, the canter, keep him in straight. Working on a quarter turn, you see that hind leg just struggles a little bit, gets a little slow, but always a work in progress. It's gotten so much better. He used to not even be able to do that. And there, the umbrella moved, and he just kind of picked his head up a touch, and such a big improvement. And he's still willing to stay soft and allow me to ride him. That was the biggest thing for the day, was him allowing me to ride him. And I asked for the change, and again, super soft, really good for him. And I think I asked for one more. That one he got a little kind of stally, but where he stalled in the air to push off the ground. But overall, I was really happy with it. He stayed relaxed, and he was a very, very good boy. Had a great day working out at the gym.